This past week, for some reason, Kellyanne Conway, former counselor to Donald Trump, was invited to a panel discussion at the Bipartisan Policy Center. Even though Conway, of course, was not involved in policy, certainly wasn't involved in anything bipartisan, so not exactly sure why she was invited to speak at this group. And predictably, she said some very stupid things, like how she was nicer to everybody than they were to her. And she's not talking about in the White House, she's talking about in the press. The press, she says, was just so darn mean to her. But she was always nice as a peach to them. Here is what Kellyanne Conway had to say. How did I deal with it? Talking about the critics in the media and on social media. I was a lot nicer to people than they were to me and to my family, that's for sure. That will never change. Some of you are in that room and we know that, we see you. And it is completely inappropriate to become so personal to people who are just trying to do your job. Right? We're the ones who made it personal for you. Right? Not your husband, who actually helped form an organization whose sole purpose was to get Donald Trump out of office, right? The Lincoln Project. Your husband was out there doing that. You gave interviews to newspapers alongside your husband, where you talked about these issues and how they are or are not affecting your family and your personal life, Kellyanne. So you don't get to whine and cry when people are like, oh, they're so mean to my family. You brought your family into this. Your family entered into this. Your children put out videos saying, I don't agree with my mother. I don't agree with my father on a lot of things either. Like, your family put themselves there. What more do you want? And no, by the way, you weren't nice to anybody. You were the queen of mean. You would do it in interviews, insult people, mock them, tell them to their face that they're lying even though they're telling the truth. You did it on social media. You were an absolutely horrendous, mean, and terrible human being. And everybody in this country saw it. And we all remember it. So no, you don't get to go out there, try to rewrite your own history, claim that you were some kind of saint who was the victim of all of this press meanness. For all we know, by the way, you were the person inside the Trump administration leaking things to the press anonymously. And the reason we think that, by the way, is of course in that particular interview I mentioned earlier with you and your husband doing the profile and how things are affecting your life, you actually tried to tell the reporter something and then you're like, oh, by the way, put that as coming from somebody else, not from me. And the reporter in the report was like, yeah, I can't do that. We're already on the record with all of this. So we know you've at least attempted to do it. Why is anybody interviewing Kellyanne Conway? That's the big question I have. Why was she at the Bipartisan Policy Center? She's not relevant to anything. She wasn't even involved in policy. It's not like she was actually a decision maker in the Trump White House. She wasn't a lawmaker. So why the hell would you even invite her and give her a platform to once again lie to the public about what happened during her time with the president?
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.